I'm really honored to receive this particular award because it means that I'm doing things to help our students, and that to me is what's really important, is making sure that, that our students have what they need to be successful, that we're addressing the unique needs of specific populations of our students, that we're making sure things are equitable and fair, and that when a student is participating in a course or an activity or an event, that they're feeling comfortable and safe, and they're feeling like they belong at our college. And so to be recognized for the work that I hope is doing that for our students is really special. It's definitely an honor to receive the award because the transition from Blackboard to Canvas was a lot of work. It was a lot of things on the back end, trying to make sure that everything was set up properly for us, and then a lot of training on the front end. You know, I did probably 60 trainings within a couple months to make sure faculty understood the basics of Canvas, how to use different features within Canvas, making sure that they understood what students were seeing within Canvas. I love teaching at UC Blue Ash. I think we have an incredible faculty who really cares about students. I think we have great students, you know, who are working very hard, who are trying to get to the next step in whatever their long-term goals are. I love that we have a diverse student body, that I never know who's going to walk into my classroom, and that I know that we're going to have a lot of different voices and a lot of different perspectives that we can use as we're applying sociology to everyday experiences and everyday life.
Receiving this award has been a great honor. I mean, it's always nice to get recognition from the students, but have what you're doing in the classroom recognized by your peers and by the college, well, that takes the honor to a whole other level. One of the things that I really enjoy about teaching here at UC Blue Ash is that it's much more of a community, that the students, you get to know them a lot more, the class sizes are smaller, so it's not just like, you know, one student that's in the back of a huge lecture hall that I'm just kind of broadcasting at. You really get to know them, and when they, even though we only have them for 2 years, I feel like I probably know them better 2 years in than a lot of people on a 4-year program would know after 4 years. Probably on main campus, when you have like such large class sizes, they either sink or swim, and that's it. You just kind of judge them that way. But I think here, you really have to find a diamond in the rough, that there's a lot of students that maybe haven't, are late bloomers or haven't lived up to their full potential. And for you to be able to find that and really make them realize what they're capable of, that maybe no one in their life has told them or recognized in them before. And sometimes you can just kind of light that spark, and it's amazing what those students can do. I think one of the things that I got this award for was the video that I do. For a couple of years now, I've been doing really in-depth screencasts, because when students do video projects, to be able to like write a paragraph to say, oh, this was good or this was bad, it's not specific enough. So what I tend to do is when I watch their video projects, I'm watching it live, and almost like, maybe like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but I try to be a little bit nicer, where as I'm watching it, I can pause it and rewind, and I can comment, and I can go down to the frame and rewind and play forward. So they're able to go back and really get specific feedback, the kind of thing that they wouldn't be able to do if I just gave them a general summary at the end.
I know all the faculty that work here at UC Blue Ash, and I know the great things that they're doing, and so for me to be able to, you know, put my name in line with some of the others who've won awards over the past, you know, years, it just made me feel, you know, really excited and humbled, and just grateful to be a part of such a great community where I can actually do the things I love. It's obviously awesome that I was nominated by my peers in my department. It's kind of exciting to know that they felt that I, you know, deserved to be, you know, recognized, and so that they went out of their way to submit a nomination form. That just made me feel really excited and good. But it also made me feel like there's pressure too to kind of be, continue to be a leader in my department, or at least, you know, a good role model, a good mentor for our newer faculty. So it was a little bit of mixture of excitement and, you know, again, feeling honored, but also a little bit of pressure to kind of continue to do the things that we should do as faculty to benefit our students in the college. I really like teaching at UC Blue Ash because our classrooms are smaller, so you get to really connect. That actually gives me an opportunity to connect with the students because our class sizes are pretty small. I also like it's just sort of a hometown feel. You know, it's a feel like I know all the other professors, the staff, and I get to know the students on a regular basis. So I think that's those are my favorite things, I guess, about teaching at UC Blue Ash. I think we do have a very friendly environment. I definitely don't think it's a competitive environment necessarily. I think that people are willing to help you. They're willing to kind of show you the ropes. They're willing to mentor you. So I had no problem at all, kind of getting in here and getting to know everybody and feeling like I was at home.
I was honored just to be nominated for the award. So receiving the award was quite gratifying. Receiving the award did mean a lot to me because I have been here a number of years and tried a number of different things to develop my skills over the years. And it really is an honor to receive the award and be recognized for that effort. What I enjoy about being here at UC Blue Ash, well, there are a couple of things. One is sharing my love for the subject matter and seeing that kind of aha spark come on from a student. And in the small classes here, you can interact with students and see that happen. And that's really rewarding. The other thing that I enjoy is being a small campus. I've been able to interact not only with a lot of folks in the chemistry department, but also across the campus. And folks have been tremendously helpful in sharing their knowledge and experience and helping me grow.
When I first learned about the award, I was very surprised because I had no idea that I was to even expect it. And then I was even more honored to find out that my dear friend and colleague, Dr. Kelly Reichert, had nominated me for that award. She knew kind of the details of the project, the scholarly project that I had worked on, because she sat on the DNP, my Doctoral of Nursing Practice Committee. So it was so wonderful to find out that she thought my work was worthy enough and wrote me up for this, or nominated me for this award. I enjoy the college and the people we work with and the fact that it's very teaching focused. So when I started teaching, that was really important to me, to find a community that teaching was very valued. What I really enjoy about teaching in the nursing program is I've had the opportunity to not only teach in the first year, so I get to see first year students in the fall when they come in and they're very green, they haven't had any clinical experience, or some have worked a little bit of healthcare, but they're not nurses, they're just learning. And then I get to also then see a lot of them again in the second year of the program in that terminal course right before they graduate. And often I get the pleasure of having some students that I had in clinical in the fundamentals course, and then they take me again in that terminal course right before they're getting ready to graduate. And it is such a joy to see how much growth they have in our program.
This recognition about earning the Inclusive Excellence Award is humbling, truly, because it's been noticed that the love that I share in the classroom and the community that I have built has been recognized. And so I look at that, and it's an honor. It's truly humbling to see my students and my peers recognize that they have a home, and they have a home with me and a community and a resource in and outside of the classroom, and it's incredible. I really love teaching at UC Blue Ash because I have the small class size. It allows me to get to know my students, which is amazing. So I get to know them on a much deeper level. I have the opportunity to be involved. Community involvement is very important to me as a person. So I am able to be super involved at my UC Blue Ash community, which is great. I have a lot of really great connections with some of our other professors and staff and other members of our UCBA community. Our environment here on campus is incredible. It's not like a lot of larger campuses that you will see. You are immediately welcomed in like family. So when you walk onto campus, we have people that are ready and willing to say, welcome home. This is exactly what it feels like. And to be able to just really support and encourage and envelop everybody into this environment that we have, which is amazing, and it's one like no other.
I mean, you know that you've been nominated because you have to be a part of the process. So it wasn't that I didn't know that I was nominated, because I did. But you also know that there are so many people doing good things that it's really, I can't imagine being the person who has to decide. I'm super proud when they get into graduate school. I'm super proud when they get a job. I'm excited for them, and not because I think it's like, oh, they were a UC student, but I'm like, this is why I'm in education. The whole reason that I do what I do, and the reason that I'm where I'm at an institution like UC Blue Ash, is because I see it as a way for a lot of people who would not be able to get an education to take the next step in their life. That's what I've done my whole academic career. And I truly believe that the people that I work with at UC Blue Ash really want students to be successful and to believe in themselves. We provide the buildings and the staff, but if you don't have an environment where people can literally like feel from the energy that they can be successful, it won't happen. I believe that. Because you can build all the buildings in the world and you can put all kinds of people in them, but if you don't have people in them that really are trying to help people achieve goals that they have for themselves, then it won't happen.
Yeah, I found out that I won this award back in 2020, and I was shocked. Honestly, I was surprised. There's so many deserving staff members at the college, and I didn't even realize I had been nominated, so I was shocked. And very grateful to have won this award. My approach to work in general is you show up, do the best job that you can with the people that you work with, and you go home. And to have acknowledgement that you're doing a good job really means a lot, and especially when it does come from your department members and those that you're working very closely with. And especially in 2020, when it was just such a crazy time for them to take the time to nominate me, really meant a lot. It was very special. What I enjoy most about working at UC Blue Ash, honestly, is the supportive environment that you have when you work here. Being in the vet tech department, we're a smaller department, but it truly is like a family. We're very supportive. We collaborate on everything. We help each other out. We pick each other up when that needs to be, and that is a really special thing to find in a workplace environment. The campus at UC Blue Ash, it's a lovely place. I love coming to work. Just the walk over here and the green space and the students sitting outside. It's fresh and it's clean, and it's a lovely place to come and work.
It means so much to have received this award and to be recognized by my peers for this work that I do, especially because I do often, I can be outgoing, but I do prefer making things happen behind the scenes, so to kind of be brought to the forefront and have a spotlight shined on you, it's it can be kind of humbling that, just knowing that there's always more that I wish I could do. Wise person once told me that, every person you meet has an opportunity to teach you something, and so that is definitely something that I feel very acutely here at Blue Ash, that we have folks who have lived through so many different things, right, and overcome so much, and so that really for me is one of the highlights, is getting that time to be able to connect and learn from students as well as my peers. It's such a great place. It's something I've always loved and that I looked for when I was, looking at undergraduate institutions myself, that kind of small feeling. You recognize people in the hallways. Your professors know your name and check up on you and check in on you, and you have these phenomenal offices of people who really, really care. It's more than just a job. It's a calling, and people at UC Blue Ash really do a great job of caring for the holistic student, right? And understanding just how complex the student experience can be.
My first thought when I received the award was, wow, how special that a student took the time to nominate me. Working with students and getting thank yous and appreciation from students is the best part of my job. On top of that, though, to also be recognized by my peers and my fellow staff members here at the college is really just awesome. If I haven't expressed it already, I'm just very, very honored. I have been with the college for a long time, and I really love my job and what I do and working with students. But again, just having this recognition from the college and from my fellow staff members really just, it means a lot. One of the things that makes UC Blue Ash in particular so special is just that we're a close-knit community, but also that we have such a diverse group of students as well. So I get to meet people from different countries, different cultures, and learn about them. And really getting to connect and know people is just part of what I enjoy the most about my job. So I love that about UC Blue Ash. I would like to also recognize all of the amazing tutors we have here at the college. I'd like to think that this award also is highlighting the amazing work that all of the tutors do here at the college. So also the Science Learning Lab, the Foreign Language Lab, the Writing Center do such a great job helping our students, and every single one of our tutors do an amazing job, and they truly care.
It's quite an honor to be awarded and acknowledged as a distinguished alumni and to join the ranks of so many more who have done very well. And so it was very confirming to be back here at my, alma mater and to be given that award. I was just very grateful. And yeah, I really had a little bit of shock, I think. And I could have, of course, just started on main campus, but Blue Ash also offered me the opportunity, and I knew I could do it if I was really focused and went full-time through the summer, to get the associate's degree more quickly. And I thought, yeah, I want that. I want that degree. I thought that was a good stepping stone, and it made sense to me to do that. And it also helped me decide what I wanted to study. So I knew what I didn't want to be, having studied engineering and worked as an engineering technician, but I didn't really know what I did want to do. And Blue Ash is also great for helping you kind of, let's figure that out. Being, frankly, African American, female, someone who has achieved a certain level of success, to be able to then look back and say to others, hey, I did this, and no, my path wasn't a straight path. It was kind of circuitous, and but yeah, it all came together, and UC Blue Ash was pivotal to that happening.
I'm just so honored to receive this award. I'm really thankful to everybody who had a positive influence on my life during my time at UC Blue Ash. There were a lot of people who were very patient with me, and I think at the time, I really required that patience. Before my time at UC Blue Ash, I didn't have any formal education. I was homeschooled, and so I came in with a lot of questions and probably less than high regard for the overall structure of how higher education worked, and my professors were patient with me, and they really did teach me not only a lot of skills but a lot of life lessons, and it was a really formative time for me. And so, to be able to go on and achieve success, and for UC Blue Ash to recognize that and to honor me with this award, it's really special. One of my favorite things about my time at UC Blue Ash really was just getting to spend time in the media labs with other people who are working on projects that they were passionate about. And there was a lot of students helping each other out. You go into those media labs and you have different people working on their own projects, and the community nature of those labs were that if anybody needed help with something, everybody was always jumping in and trying to see what they could offer to help. And I just think that was a really cool aspect of the program for me, that I was able to lend help to other students and they were able to lend help to me. And I just think that that community that UC Blue Ash has fostered is really special.
I feel privileged to be able to represent our department and our college in this way. I know that I didn't get to where I am without a lot of support. So in addition to being so proud, I'm also appreciative of all the people that helped support me along the way to get me to a point where I am recognized in this way. What it means to me is that the hard work is being recognized. I think that's one thing that UC Blue Ash does well, is that we have opportunities to recognize our faculty and staff. So being recognized in this way is a great thing, not only for myself, but also for the culture, because it shows that we do recognize accomplishments. In addition, it kind of gives me the motivation to keep on going. And I am passionate about some of the things that I've done, and seeing that it is resulting in people noticing it and people are supporting the things I've done just gives me that extra motivation to keep on going as I look towards the future. I think when I started as a novice nurse educator, I thought teaching meant making students like me. And over the years, that philosophy has definitely changed. There's a quote from Einstein where he talks about teaching is not just learning the facts, but learning how to think. And I think that is one of the things that I try to take into my classroom. I want to introduce the concepts that students need to know, but I also want to introduce the critical thinking and the clinical judgment that they need to apply those facts to whatever situation they're in. If I worked someplace else, dealing with the climate of healthcare, dealing with what's going on in nursing education, I don't know if it would be as enjoyable as it is. But I'm able to face obstacles and challenges here in such a supportive environment that not only makes it possible, but makes it enjoyable to face that next thing over the horizon. I couldn't do that alone, but I can do that here in this culture.
To receive that type of award at a university like UC, I think it shows that the commitment that you make to the students and all the preparation and work that you put in to kind of hone your craft is really appreciated by those in the community. And I think that an award like this is kind of one that you get honored for individual recognition, but it's really an award that we kind of give to the community because we have such a strong community of engagement and faculty development that it really shows that all those things are paying off for the individual faculty as they do their jobs. I think the things that I like the most are interacting with students that have such a varied background. We do a lot of kind of interactive components in my courses, and seeing the way that students interact with the material and each other is very enlightening. They come with different backgrounds in knowledge and cultural backgrounds and things that feed into how they participate in the course. And I think that that really enriches our courses a lot more than it does at other universities where sometimes the student population can be more uniform. I think the environment at UC Blue Ash is one that is very inclusive of pretty much everybody that comes through the door. I think that for students, we're always very welcoming and appreciative of all the things that they have going on and all of the challenges that they face. And we as faculty members and as a college are there to try to help them achieve their goals, not just to teach them a subject, but to try to prepare them for what they're ultimately here for, which is to get degrees that they can use to get jobs and kind of better their lives in the long run.
I think it's a great honor to receive this award. We obviously worked really, really hard trying to get people online and working through that pandemic. I think our colleagues were so incredibly great to work with because they were really invested and worked really hard and tried very hard to do things that they had never done before. And so that made our jobs easier, though it was a lot of work and a lot to do in a very short time.
Like Jen, I'm really honored to get this award, that people thought that we were as helpful as we tried to be. But what's really important to me is to be recognized as a team, because really what we did was work as a team, because you can't separate learning to teach online from the technology, because the two come together. We've been talking about this for 20 years, but it was really exciting to have a time when everyone suddenly said, oh, that's what you've been talking about for 20 years. But I could not have done as good a job as I did without working with Jen. And to be able to be part of such a great team and to have that team recognized as helpful team effort is so rewarding to me.
I cannot believe what we accomplished over the last couple years. Personally, as a team, as a college, as a university, I think if you had told me a couple years ago that we would do all of that in the matter of a year and a half or 2 years, I would have thought you were crazy.
So to be able to recognize the support of teams and that we function at the university in a community, I think is a really wonderful thing that UCBA will agree to do. That we can recognize ourselves as a community of success in addition to just individuals of success.
I'd hoped that I would get this award at some point, frankly, but it was a really good thing to hear, and you know, the recognition that comes from your peers, which is what this award means, that's really something that makes you feel good about the work that you've done, that your peers recognize that you've done something worthy of recognition. A lot of historians in particular, most of our work, you know, we do our best work when we're alone working at the typewriter or alone working in the archives. So to have a community recognize that you've done some good work, there's a whole community thing about that is different than most of the work we're engaged in. The classes that I get to teach, it's a perfect fit for me, really. One of the first things I did in graduate school was learn how to teach the World History Survey, which is a very challenging thing because it is the world, right? Being able to teach that to students who often know nothing about these things, that's been very gratifying. I've liked to have that opportunity. Yeah, you know, I had a friend who visited here, and what he talked about it was the energy he could feel in the hallways. The people were happy to be there, that they were enthusiastic about being there. People were talking, people were happy. I think he hit it right on, that there's this energy that we have at UC Blue Ash. I think it comes from a genuine feeling of being happy to be here and that we're engaged in this joint venture together of educating the students and giving them better lives, better outcomes, better hopes for the future.
I was very touched that I won. UC was my first job moving to Ohio. UC Blue Ash was my first job moving to Ohio. And I've been here 16 years. This is where my career is. This is where my path is. This is where I see my future. And so to be recognized and honored for my work just meant a lot to me. Just the nomination means the world to you. Just seeing that, especially when they agree that the nominee can see your application and what people submitted for you, because people don't necessarily tell you some of these things on a daily basis. And so to see it written down, what people think of you or what you meant to someone or what propelled someone to nominate you. In this instance, it was my director, and she's my new director. And so that meant the world to me that I had that big of an impact on her first year that she felt inclined to nominate me for this. It's a family atmosphere. I think that people look out for each other and take care of each other. We try to support each other and help each other, and we care about, you know, what our neighbors doing and what our colleagues are doing. We're here for the students, even though I personally have almost zero interaction with the student on a day-to-day basis. Ultimately, what we all do is result in the same outcome, and that's for our students. And so I know that my piece of it leads to their success, and so I'm happy to help.
I don't remember exactly when I found out that I was getting the 2021 Rising Star Award, but I do remember it felt really good. It shows me that the people that I work with, all the professors and the other lab personnel, they really appreciate what I do, and that means a lot to me. It makes me feel good. So I work over in the biology department. I assist the microbiology and cell biology labs mainly. I assist them in prepping everything that they need for their labs, from media to taking out students' projects, and then I assist with the other biology classes as well. This award lets me know that I'm doing something right, everything seems to be running smoothly. When there is a problem, we try to correct it quickly, and it just lets me know that I'm doing a good job and they appreciate it. Some of the things that I enjoy the most about working at UC Blue Ash are, the people. Everyone's very friendly and helpful whenever I need help. Even the students are very nice when I talk to them and interact with them. So everyone just seems like a big family. It's real nice.
It's humbling and heartwarming. And not to discount anything from my peers, but that's one thing, to know that I have impacted a student's life to where they would take, not just say something, but just take the time to say something. At Convocation, being able to actually hear one of those letters was, I can't even really describe it. I'll admit that I cried a little on that, but it's, there are tears of joy and just being humble and really knowing that, this was just a great career move. I was very passionate, not just about returning to higher ed, but the fact of just the diversity that we have here at UC in general, but I think specifically at Blue Ash, and it's not just about where you're from or how you're brought up or how you dress. There's so many different diversities in socioeconomic and preferences, whatever it may be, and that's one of the reasons why every situation or every interaction that we have can be different, and we have to tailor each meeting for that individual student.